Hey there, my name is Sage, and you are watching D&D Daily. Today I'm doing a blind stat block reading of the Quandrix Professor of Theory. Professors of Theory advance the Quandrix philosophy that mathematical manipulation is most powerful in the abstract dimension of minds, probability, and the fabric of magic itself. Their equations shift perceptions in profound ways, alter probability, and interfere with the formation of other magic. In battle, the professors tweak probability to impede attacks and strike at the minds of their foes with lancing equations that disrupt the opponent's resolve. Professors of Theory hold that altering the way a person interacts with the world can change the world. They impress upon their students to use magic as a tool to shape the overall experience of reality and in turn make the world a better place. So unlike the Quandrix Professor of Substance, the Professor of Theory focuses on the inside instead of the physical. So this sounds more like a debuffer to me. It sounds like we're going to get some form of counterspell here. It sounds like we might have ways to interrupt our opponent's attacks. So let's see how that translates to the stat block. The Quandrix Professor of Theory is a medium or small wizard of any alignment. They have an armor class of 12 and 15 with mage armor, 97 hit points, and 30-foot movement speed. They have +0 to strength, +2 to dex, +2 to con, +4 to intelligence, +2 to wisdom, and +1 to charisma. They have proficiency in constitution, intelligence, wisdom, and charisma saving throws, as well as the arcana, insight, investigation, and perception skills. They are resistant to psychic damage, and they have immunity to the charmed and frightened conditions. They have a passive perception of 15, they speak common and any 4 languages, a challenge rating of 7, and a proficiency bonus of +3. They get a multi-attack. The professor makes 2 heuristic lance attacks. It can also use overriding theorem if available. Heuristic lance is a melee or ranged spell attack with +7 to hit, reach of 5 feet, or range out to 60 feet. Hits one target, and on hit it does an average of 13 psychic damage, and the target is poisoned until the end of its next turn. Overriding Theorem recharges on a 4 through 6. The professor magically influences the mind of up to 2 creatures it can see within 60 feet of itself. Each target must succeed on a DC 15 intelligence saving throw or become charmed by the professor until the start of the professor's next turn. The charmed creature must immediately use its reaction, if available, to move up its speed towards another creature of the professor's choice and make 1 melee attack against that other creature. Wow, this is something else. The professor also comes with spellcasting and has a spell save DC of 15. They come with guidance, mage hand, and minor illusion, which they can cast at will, and once a day they can cast mage armor, major image, mirage arcane, and Rary's telepathic bond. We also get a reaction which is called divide by 0 twice a day. When the professor sees another creature within 60 feet of itself casting a spell, the professor can try to nullify the spell's formation. The creature must succeed on a DC 15 saving throw using the spell's spellcasting ability, or the spell fails and is wasted. Okay, what I wasn't expecting from this stat block was the amount of illusions that we came with. We got the debuffs, we got the counter spells, and boy, those debuffs are actually something else. The basic attack poisons without any saving throw. That's fantastic against martials, especially rogues. If you've ever played a rogue, you know being poisoned sucks because you can never get the advantage to get your sneak attacks off. It's always either disadvantage or you can barely get base and then you need an ally nearby. It really nerfs rogues. However, it's great against barbarians, it's fantastic against fighters, it's just really good to get a non-save poison. That's fantastic. On top of that, the overriding theorem targeting 2 creatures, that's a big deal. Targeting 2 creatures that both have to make the save, and then they chase each other and they attack. So they're also charmed until the start of the professor's next turn, which means for their next turns, they're still charmed. Even though they were charmed to go attack, they're still charmed on their turn, so they can consider the professor a friend and roleplay that as they will, but that's fantastic. So we have 3 debuffs a turn. We can charm 2, we can poison 1, we can then use our reaction to counterspell. Like, we have fantastic action economy here. We have reactions and then a really fantastic multi-attack. We also kind of counter the whole broad spectrum. We counter spellcasters with our divide by 0, and we counter martials both with our charm, because we really want to hit a martial because they're going to do more damage when they attack. However, don't consider that a rule of law. Sometimes just charming a spellcaster is better than hitting them with a d12 from a barbarian. So read the situation and act accordingly. But yeah, we get to poison the martials, we get to charm both, and then we get to counterspell the mages. I really like both of the Quandrix, and it's really hard for me to decide which one I think is superior, so I'm not even going to try it. I think they're both really great at what they do, and they do different things. This has been the blind stat block reading of the Quandrix Professor of Theory. We are D&D Daily. We release new D&D content every single day. So if that's interesting to you, hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you tomorrow.